What's going on, guys, and welcome back to the channel. Today we have one of the most basic maintenance things that you guys can do to your car, and we're going to be doing an oil change on the Lexus. This is probably one of the easiest things anyone can do, whether you're brand new in the car scene or whether you don't know anything about cars. You're going to be your first car, and this is not like the normal oil change that you have to do. There's a little bit more steps that we have to go through compared to other cars, but I'll get to that later down the line. I got a notification, and you guys might as well, if you guys have the 06 to the 2013 IS250, IS350, or the ISF, you guys will get little notifications letting you know that an oil change is due soon. A couple weeks ago, I was getting a message whenever I started my car, or when I was just driving around, that maintenance is required soon. I'll put a video clip of how it looks like right here. It's not gonna be hard to miss. It's definitely something that's gonna pop up regularly when you start your car. And that's just like your first warning. And then once the oil needs to be changed, it's gonna show up with this message, which I'll show right here. And this is gonna let you know that, yo, you have to do an oil change now. So for this simple oil change, you obviously will need the oil. And the oil that I'm going with is the Mobil 1 5W30 full synthetic. And I got a couple bottles because the car does need 6.7 quarts. She's a very thirsty girl. So this one is 5, 6, and 7, just to top it off at 6.7. Down here, you do have the 14mm socket that you will need to use to take off the drain plug. And you're probably wondering what the hell this is. And this is to take off the oil filter cabin area where the oil filter is housed in. So I'll show you guys when we get under there. The oil filter is essentially in some sort of casing, and it's not the normal oil filter that you usually see in most cars. So in order to take that casing off, you will need to have this cap. I bought this at O'Reilly's. It was like less than 10 bucks, so you guys can go ahead and get that. If I find it, I'll put it in the description down below so you guys can use that. In order to take this off, you will need a size 22 socket, which fits perfectly, and you can just use a wrench to connect it to. And for this specific oil change, I went ahead and just got the OEM oil filter. I don't 100% remember what type of oil filter I used last time, but I did remember that I got it from O'Reilly's, so it definitely wasn't OEM. So I wanted to go back to where it originally started just to see if I can feel a difference. And obviously down there, you got this drain pan where we're gonna drain all the oil in, and then you do need this for later so we can fill the oil in the engine. On the cap, it does say 5W30 on there. So I always undo the oil cap just so, you know, air can breathe. And then I'm gonna let this up a little bit just so this can breathe as well. So now, let's go ahead and get under the car and take off that drain plug. All right, so the oil drain plug is a little deep under the car than I originally remember. We're gonna go ahead and disconnect this. I'm gonna set you guys down. So now that you got the drain plug oil all drained out, you're gonna come more towards the front of the car, and you're gonna find this little housing where the oil filter is going to sit. That's where our wrench is going to come into play. So this is just gonna sit on top. Obviously you can try it with brute force. If you got like the grips though, you can try to do it. So you're just gonna place that on top of there. It's not gonna move. All you have to do is just unscrew it from there. You go ahead and get your socket, and then you're just gonna unscrew. So I did mention before is that there's a door here. It's just gonna be held in by one screw, and for some reason, the door on mine is just gone. I don't know if it fell off or somebody took it, but the door's gone. If you guys do have the door, you guys can just unscrew it with this bolt, and then it comes off right easy. I think there is 2 other bolts holding it in here, but you'll find it. It's not too hard to find. It's dead center right in the middle of your engine bay. So as you can see here, this is where the old oil filter is coming from. This is the housing that it originally came from. Pretty dirty, obviously a used oil filter. But in the new oil filter that I got from Lexus, this one's much taller, as you can see. Height-wise, this one's taller. I forgot, like I said, this is an aftermarket one, and I don't know why this one, it worked, and it was the same spec and the same part number that I was originally told that was going to fit my car. But here we go with the OEM one. And it did come with an O-ring. I'm not going to touch it because I have dirty hands, but you're going to have to lube up this O-ring and take out the old one. The old one is right here, and I'll show you guys after I take it off and how to apply it back on. But we're just gonna have to apply new oil to the new O-ring, take off the old O-ring, and pretty much just replace everything and put it back in the car. So I went ahead and cleaned the outside of the oil filter housing as much as I could. And in order to take off this O-ring, the old O-ring, you can just use a flathead and just take it off. It's not too hard to do. Bada boom, bada bam. Old O-ring is out. Go ahead and put it to the side because we won't need this bunk thing anymore. So unfortunately I wasn't able to show you guys because my camera battery died, but you're just going to want to lube up the O-ring. I already put it back, and then you're just going to want to replace this guy in the oil filter housing. Bada boom, bada bam. Put that back, tighten it down, and you should be good to go, at least with the oil filter. So what I just remembered is that there was a crush washer that came with the oil filter, so make sure you guys use that crush washer when you guys are putting your oil drain plug back. I lowered the car already, so let's go ahead and fill the car with oil. Like I said, we're gonna be using 6.7 quarts of oil. So this full dude, this full one, and then obviously 0.7 of this one. Alright, and that's about it. So after you fill it up with oil, make sure you just drive it out for a little bit. Don't push it too hard on the first go around, and you should be good to go. Make sure you do it when it's cold though, so you don't want to burn yourself with the oil.
A few moments later.
Alright y'all, so I'm actually in a parking lot right now. I forgot to show you guys how to reset your oil maintenance notification. So let me show you guys how to do that right now. So without putting your foot on the brake, you're going to want to put the car in accessory mode. So press it twice, and make sure that number at the bottom, goes to ODO. So ODO, that's where it's supposed to go. Go ahead and turn off the car. And this one's a little tricky. I don't think I'll be able to do it with two hands, but you're gonna hold on to the ODO reset tag right there. So I'm holding it down, and then you're gonna wanna press on the start button twice. So you guys may not have seen it, but you did hear it. You see dots. Disappear, 000, bada boom, bada bam. That's about it. So that's how you reset your oil maintenance light. This clip is probably gonna be before the outro, so let's get back to the video. Alright y'all, so that's gonna do it for today's video. So if you guys found this video helpful, definitely give this video a big thumbs up, and if you guys aren't already, definitely subscribe to the channel down below. We got a few banger videos coming out soon, so make sure you guys stay tuned for that. And until the next video, I'll see you again in the next one. Peace.